Hey guys, welcome to our first video on the Bill Clinton presidency. I have some notes for you guys this time. It looks like this. So you're going to be following along with me on these slides and recording some of the key things in these boxes. So I won't have this up on the screen. It's just a little bit too hard to see. But of course, ask me if you get questions, but it should be pretty clear as we go through the video. All right, so we're starting with this question, something to keep in mind, something to think about as we are talking about Bill Clinton. We're thinking about what is appropriate presidential behavior and is lying okay from people in power? What about if they apologize? There's going to be some of the questions that Bill Clinton's presidency will bring up. And so Bill Clinton, if you are unfamiliar with his face, there it is. He was president from 1992 through 2000, and he was a Democrat. And yes, he is related to Hillary Clinton, right? They are married. They were married while he was president. She was first lady, and they are still married today. Okay. So the thing we're focusing on Clinton today is one of the problems of his presidency, and that was his impeachment scandal. We're going to talk about what that means here in a minute. But if you were here with us in class, I showed y'all a video of Monica Lewinsky talking about the relationship that she had with the president right while he was president. He had an affair with a woman, with a young woman. She was 22, I believe. She was his intern. They developed a relationship, and he lied about it. And so this is the video. I want to show y'all this. I hope it comes across through the digital notes. But this is a moment where Clinton gets in trouble. This is when he publicly lies about the relationship.
Thank you very much, Allie, for the Community Learning Center.
So that is Hillary Clinton, right, by his side as he's about to give this speech.
I'm very proud of what we've done there. Now, I have to go back to work on my State of the Union speech. And I worked on it till pretty late last night. But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
All right, except, the allegations were true, right? He was having a sexual relationship with a woman that was not his wife. He gets called out. He lies about it. He can't lie, right? That's where people draw the line. It wasn't so much the affair. That wasn't what really bothered people. It's being lied to, right, by the person who is in charge of our country, right? And that triggered an action called impeachment. And that's what we're focusing on today. So go ahead and jot down this definition in your notes. Impeachment is a process where our House of Representatives, right, part of our legislative branch, part of Congress, accuses the president of a crime. So in this case with Bill Clinton, he lies under oath, he lies to Congress, he lies to the American people. That is the crime where our House charges him, right? They accuse him. This doesn't mean he's kicked out of office, right? He doesn't stop becoming the president. He just now is dealing with this impeachment charge where other people have said, you done wrong. You need to explain to the rest of the American people. You need to explain to the Senate what you did, and then they will judge you like a jury does, right? They will decide if your crime is severe enough to kick you out of office. So in the box on the upper right-hand side, right, it's why was he impeached? I would just write lying in big old letters, right? Lying to Congress, lying to the American people about the affair. Again, he doesn't get impeached because he has the affair. He gets impeached because he doesn't come clean about it at the beginning. And so you guys have probably seen this graph before. Bear with me if this is like snoozy, but I do want to make sure everybody understands this, right? This is our system of checks and balances in this country. We have three branches of government, We have the executive branch, who's led by our president. We have our legislative branch, which is Congress, right? They make the laws. And we have our court, right? Our judicial branch. So in this system of checks and balances, we're talking about this part here today. Impeachment of the president. That is when Congress places a check on the president and says, your behavior, your actions are not what we expect the president to be. And so we are going to challenge you, right, to defend yourself. We're going to see if your actions were, over our line. And we're going to stop you from getting too powerful, right? So checks and balances is what each branch is able to do on the other branch to make sure, right, that these are all three even branches and we don't have one that is more powerful than the other. I'm not going to show you all this video, but if impeachment doesn't make sense to you at this point, go ahead and Google this one. How does impeachment work? It's pretty silly. Kermit the Frog plays an appearance. I don't know why. But one thing I really want to make sure we know is this part right here. To impeach does not mean to remove from office. Impeachment is just the first step. So in Bill Clinton's case, he is impeached by the House. The House says, you did a bad job. You may have committed a crime. We want you to go explain yourself to the Senate, which will hear all the arguments, both sides, just like a courtroom, and the Senate will decide what to do with you. In Bill Clinton's case, the Senate decided, yeah, the crime, it was a bummer that he lied. He shouldn't have done that, but that wasn't enough to take this man out of office. It wasn't enough to fire him. All right, this should be our last slide. Our vocab word down here at the bottom is an important one, and it's one we see today, and that is divided government. So just like today, we have one party. When Clinton is president, he is a Democrat. That one party controls the presidency, but a different party, the opposite party, Republicans, control Congress, right? We are divided. We are not on the same page as a country. Some of us want one thing, some of us want another. And today we have the same thing, just flipped, right? We have Republican, Donald Trump in the White House. We have some branches of our House is run by the Democrats right now. So that brings me this, something to think about. We are having the same conversation about impeachment today. These signs have been popping up. I kind of like the use of the peach emoji, thought it was clever. But we see these signs, we see some protests, we see people talking about this idea of impeaching our current president, Donald Trump. And so Democrats right now in the House are having this conversation. Hey, should we impeach the president, right? Did he commit some crimes that he needs to answer for? And I think you'll see that we choose as a country not to impeach the president, because if you look at this data right here that PBS found, over half of people think that we should not impeach President Trump, right? We should wait for the election, and that will be the action moving forward. But y'all can see from this data like how divided we are. If you are a Democrat, 70% of people think we should impeach the president. If you're a Republican, 91% think we shouldn't. We are very, very divided in this country right now. Alrighty, that is the end of our notes. Make sure that you have what you need on your paper. Go ahead and put that in your binder, and then we are going to move on to the next activity.